Hi guys, today is September 10th, 2020, and futures pointing to a higher open as weekly jobless claims came in worse than expected, but still under a million. So it was not such a bad number, it was pretty much flat. But we had a 3 days sell off, especially in tech. Before and yesterday, the shares of tech companies that were sold off were rising. And looks like we will see a continuation of that, even though the futures were pretty much down the whole night. But right now it's much better, and the futures are rising, especially Nasdaq futures, and a lot of technology companies are higher pre-market, and we'll see what happens. We have the whole day in front of us. Okay, so let's jump to SPY ETF for S&P 500, and SPY is looks like after the 3 days sell-off, looks like it's gonna go higher. I mean, I would not be betting on a downward movement. And a lot of people are sitting on the sidelines and waiting for the drop, but looks like the drop is not coming. So SPY is trading higher, and I think it will go higher. Okay, so let's jump to corporate news. So let's start with Tesla. Okay, so Tesla's shares is trading higher actually, and shares rebound after the I think on Friday or Tuesday, I don't remember exactly. We had a 21% drop in Tesla shares. It was the biggest drop in the Tesla shares in history of Tesla, but it was pretty much expected because Tesla shares were overbought big time, and it was unavoidable that the shares would drop. But people were asking me if it's a good time to get into Tesla, and I said the 330 line, as I noted here on the graph, is a very strong support level for Tesla, and if that holds, we can go higher. But if it breaks, we could see $270 level. So that level, 330 level, held, and looks like we are bouncing off that level and going higher. So I would be interested in Tesla shares here. Okay, so let's jump to the next electric vehicle maker is Tortoise. Okay, so Tortoise had been on a crazy run, absolutely crazy run recently, rising from around $14 was trading back in July to $51 right now. So it's trading higher pre-markets. But they announced that the Tortoise shareholders will set to vote on Helion merger on September 28th. And obviously, everybody will vote in favor of this merger. And but in general, I mean, Tortoise shares are trading a little bit high for me to get in right now. I mean, it's sitting in overbought territory. I would like it to come down a little bit, but in general, I think actually the shares, SHLL shares, will go higher eventually. So if it comes down, I would grab it with both hands. Okay, Astrazeneca. So AstraZeneca is actually trading higher after yesterday they reported the trials of its experimental COVID vaccine were suspended after a subject reportedly suffered from symptoms with a rare spinal inflammatory disorder. And the CEO of AstraZeneca said that the company should know by the year end if the vaccine is safe. So, but I think at around $53. Even without this vaccine, AstraZeneca is in pretty good position because they had so many FDA approvals in the past year that other companies, other bio or pharma companies could only dream about. Okay, so at $53 right now, it's trading at around $54 pre-market. It was a pretty good buy for AstraZeneca. If it comes down under $54, I would be a buyer of AstraZeneca actually. And that suspension of the trials opened the door for others. Vaccine makers like Inovio Pharmaceuticals. I think Inovio is in pretty good position technically to go higher here. Okay, so because the MACD is crossing here, and looks like the fall has stopped for Inovio. It was a pretty spectacular fall from 33.79 all the way down to $10. But right now shares are set to rise again, in my opinion. Okay, and also Moderna shares are higher as well. on these AstraZeneca news, and they were higher yesterday and higher again. And I think it's also a pretty good buy for Moderna, and BNTX is another. It's a German biotech that's working with in collaboration with Pfizer on the vaccine, and the shares are also higher. Just a little bit. It was higher yesterday, but I think it's set to go up as well. BNTX. Okay, so Lulu reported yesterday earnings, reported a profit 74 cents, beating 66 cents estimate. Revenue topped as well. Digital sales up 155%, but the company predicted a profit decline of up to 20% this quarter. So shares have fallen from its high of almost $400 to like $323. Around $323, and I think it's getting into area where I would be interested in Lulu. Actually, I mean the earnings were fine. It's just the outlook were not that good. So I would be interested in Lulu. I would like it to come down a little bit more because I would like to see the shares to be oversold at least. So under $320, it would be a great buy for Lulu. But even like in this range, low 320s could be an interesting small sample of Lulu warranted. It could be okay. So work. Slack Technologies. A lot of people ask me about that, and actually, I didn't like the report. It reported a break-even quarter versus 3 cents loss expected, but revenue slightly beat, but its billing growth rate was slower during the quarter. And in general, I think Slack is going to be pressured by Microsoft Teams, and Microsoft can make a much better offer to its potential customers, bundling other things that Microsoft has. I know it's unfair, but that's life and that's business. And I think work shares is going to be pressured by this Microsoft competition. So I wouldn't be buying work at these prices. I mean, I'm not that confident in the stock. Okay. Lyft. Okay, so Lyft shares are pretty much trading flat pre-market, but it's been pretty much trading flat since April in the same price range, around under $30, $29, $30. But it reported 7.3% increase in rides during August compared to a month earlier, and said that rides during the week of Labor Day was the highest since April. And in general, I actually like Lyft, and I think it's a recovery play. And if you believe that it's going to be a vaccine, we're going to go back to normal. I think Lyft is a pretty good pickup in this area. Okay, Stitch Fix. Stitch Fix shares has been rising a lot recently from its low of $22, and I actually regret I bought some shares in that area, $22, $23, but I regret not buying more. But it was raised to buy a newcomer at Deutsche Bank, which calls the company one of the biggest beneficiaries of lockdown and store closures. And to me, I mean, it's sitting in a little bit in the overbought territory, but I think the shares may go even higher than that. So I wouldn't be shy at picking Stitch Fix right now. Okay, so Peloton. So Peloton is set to report earnings after the close tonight, and we'll see what happens. But a lot of expectations set for Peloton, and Cohen and Goldman Sachs raised their price target to $110, noting strong demand for the company's products. And I don't know, shares is pushing overbought territory, but the shares may actually go higher, but I don't know. I would be careful at these levels because $94 is still a little bit too high, but it still can go higher. But it's a lot less attractive than it was when it was trading like $88, obviously. But I'm not sure. I'm neutral on Peloton. I mean, I like the company at this point, and I think the demand for their product is strong. But the shares ran up into this report a lot. Could still go higher, but I would be shy at picking at this point. Okay, RH. RH reported spectacular earnings. It's a luxury furniture retailer and online retailer reported $4.90 per share versus $3.41 estimate. Revenue also beat and issued upbeat outlook and now sees path to 25% operating margin versus 20% operating margin it predicted earlier. So shares are higher and again, it's a little bit too high for me to get in, but I think the shares could go to over $400. So it shows, and it's an interesting company to watch because it's a big short squeeze is going on right now. The company is trading a lot higher than it closed yesterday, and but I would like it to come down before I buy it. Okay, ZSCALR. ZSCALR is a cloud security company. It beat estimates by 2 cents. Revenue beat, issued upbeat outlook, received a boost from surge in remote working recently. And actually, ZSCALR I'm very interested in this company. Reported very good earnings, and I think the shares may go higher from here. Okay, DGX. Quest Diagnostics. Quest Diagnostics is a medical lab operator, raised its full-year revenue and profit outlook as testing volumes recover faster than anticipated. And actually, the shares could go higher. It was on a pretty decent slide recently from July, and I think that right now it's trading in oversold territory, and the shares could actually go higher from here. I also like OraSure. OraSure is trading after the drop. All these testing companies dropped a lot after Abbott Laboratories reported their test, and I think it's a good time to pick them up. Okay, BA. Okay, so BA agreed to an independent review of its compliance and ethics practices in order to win a lunar lander contract from NASA and Air Force. I think the BA shares are trading pretty low at $160. I would be interested in buying here. Okay, Sanderson Farms. Sanderson Farms is a poultry producer, was upgraded to buy from neutral at Goldman Sachs, and noting attractive valuation, and I actually agree with Goldman, and I think Sanderson Farms is a pretty good position here, and I think the shares could be bought at this area. $120 area is a pretty good area to buy this. And the last one I'll give you is Vroom. Okay, so Vroom is an online used vehicle selling and buying platform, announced 9 million shares common stock offering yesterday. Separately, it was upgraded by JP Morgan to overweight from neutral, which cited valuation and projected growth assumptions, so with the price target of $65. But $9 million secondary offering is about 8% of the current flow, and not a good news if you're a stockholder, but at the same time, it's not trading that expensive. The stock is not trading that expensive, and I think around $57 could be an interesting spec buy to me for Vroom. Okay, that's it, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, click the like button, and I'll see you Monday.